everyone, so this is my review of The Flash, Season 5, Episode 6, called The Icicle Cometh. And essentially what this episode is about is that Barry, Caitlin, and Cisco find out some new information about Caitlin's father. And while that's going on, Iris and Sherlock continue to look into more information about Cicada. And this was a really interesting episode that had a lot of really good moments to it, and it was a very interesting storyline that kind of went the way I was expecting it to, but the way of how they got from sort of point A to point B was not what I was expecting, and that made it really kind of entertaining to see how they chose to diverge the story away from how I thought they were going to go. And I really enjoyed everything with Caitlin's father and everything around that, where they had this location of where he last was known to be, and them going to it and finding him and finding out all this information around him and why he hid himself away was interesting, with him having ALS and him sort of being in the last moments of his life, and him and Caitlin's mother didn't want Caitlin to see him suffering and stuff, so he chose to hide himself away and look for a cure. And he eventually found one, but it changed him. And how that all was shown and how that was all told to Caitlin was just really interesting to see. And how Caitlin eventually took it was also great. Then what they did with Cisco was interesting, with him understanding and being really happy for Caitlin, but then also having these sort of second-guessing sort of moments where he doesn't feel like Caitlin's father is really Caitlin's father. And how that all played out with how Caitlin took that and how Barry eventually took it, and just all that was really interesting to see. Then the actual reveal that Caitlin's father has this sort of Killer Frost side to him too, that I can't really remember what he was called, but how that was all shown and stuff, that this Killer Frost side of Caitlin's father has taken over, and that if Caitlin gives this side of him the serum, then Caitlin's father will be dead forever. So them then going from the second half of this episode to try and stop that from happening was really interesting, and I especially enjoyed and loved it for the fact that it did eventually sort of amp up Caitlin's adrenaline enough with her want to save her father that she brought Killer Frost back out, and that was really great, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen going forward now that Killer Frost is back to some degree. And just all of that, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in the future. Then the little side story between Iris, Nora, and Sherlock was interesting, with Nora going around to try and help Iris and Sherlock look into more information about Cicada, but really she's there to get to know her mother more, and just that's really bugging Sherlock because of the fact that he wants to focus on the work, but Nora and Iris want to more focus on each other. And so how that was all eventually done by the end, where Sherlock just sort of sits there and lets Iris and Nora figure out all the information for themselves, even though he already knows it, was very fun, with it eventually revealing that the part of the satellite that they're looking for is inside of the sort of Central City lake or whatever it is. And so they have to now in the next episode sort of go and get the pieces from there and find out more information about Cicada and all that. I'm really excited to see, with it being revealed that when the satellite fell, Cicada was at this sort of fair or carnival, and he was there with his daughter, and his daughter was also hit by the satellite, potentially, or at least like the radiation from it. And now Cicada's daughter's really, really sick, and so Cicada's sort of getting revenge for that, and that I'm very excited to see what's going to happen going forward now that it looks like more of Cicada's backstory is going to be revealed in the next episode. And then just overall, this was a really interesting and entertaining episode that definitely had a lot of really good moments to it, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the next episode. So yeah, that's my review of The Flash, Season 5, Episode 6, called The Icicle Cometh. So yeah, bye!